Hey Virgos, welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. I hope that y'all are doing well. Virgs, you have the Apocalypse, the King, the Thread, and the Poet. Well, I mean, the Apocalypse is that like burning down house. Like, no, I gotta go. This house is burning down. Everything is wrong. Everything is bad. Everything will not work. You know what I mean? That will not work. You cannot fight with me about cleaning a house and a burning down. Like, fight with me about cleaning a room. What was the dishes? Yeah, the dishes are there, but like the house is burning down. Like, who cares about the fucking dishes, right? And I just feel like there's this energy of like this end, but in this end is a decision that really takes you in a direction that enables you to like, because it is a legit feel. And once we reach the end of it and we have that like moment of like, okay, that makes sense now. Like, because otherwise you're just feeling like, what the fuck was the point of any of that, right? Like, how does that make any sense? Until you can kind of like draw lines and have an understanding of like how one thing impacted another thing that impacted another thing. And then you just stand back in awe of like the universe and its ability to create interconnectedness. You know what I mean? And that's mind-blowing phenomena, really. But I think that in this apocalypse, you are experiencing a sort of like a mind-blowing phenomena. And I just feel like it's bringing a story to life. I don't know. It feels animated all of a sudden. You know what I mean? It feels like your story is animated. It's taken life. It's taken form. It doesn't feel like a big massive, like, what the fuck? It's like oh no, this was just the beginning of the story. Like, that's what this feels like. I love, okay. Bricks. I feel like this also might be one of those reads where it's like, sometimes it takes us a while to get to that end. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like my reads oftentimes will be like, this is an end result. Like, should the energy continue in the way that it is? And then the reads between like this read and a few other reads are kind of like filling in the blanks of like how it is that we get there. So I don't know, you know, like where this energy is in time, but it feels fucking amazing. So hang in there, kid. You know what I mean? Okay. So we have a lot of cards. So, I mean, in this apocalypse, I do feel like there's a lot of just like understanding of yourself, understanding of other people, you know, understanding how things ended up the way that they ended up, but also just how it all ties in together and ends up sweeping you in a new direction that feels like an illumination, you know, of, sorry, wrong card, of a truth that feels like you can actually do something with that. Like, wait, I feel like I can actually do something with this, because I do, again, I get that feeling of like, what am I supposed to do with any of this? Do you know what I mean? Like, you just look at life and you're like, well, I don't even know what I'm supposed to say. Like, you tell me. You know what I mean? Like that's a real feel. And getting to a place where you're like, you know what? I guess I'm just like, I've said all that I can say. There's nothing more for me to say other than to just acknowledge, you know, like, hey, this is what it is. That house is burning down and I can't live in a burning down house. But like enabling yourself to move forward, because you have the Page of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. And this is like an offer. I feel like a job offer, you know, but something that is like, again, that door opening so that you can go and stand in a room full of giants. Because again, just that, like, I can't do this anymore. And this is so ridiculous. And the limitations that I experience are so ridiculous that it's like, I can't engage in that. And not having to, you know what I mean? Getting an opportunity that takes all of the things that have gone on and makes it feel like it didn't happen for nothing. I think that you are able to really stand with your people. Stand in your community, find somebody who's aligned with you, you know, like mind, body, soul, like heart. You know, I just feel like there's this like this connection. And it all feels beautiful, and it all feels like somehow none of it would have happened if everything hadn't played out exactly the way that it did, exactly the timing that it happened in. You know what I mean? Like, just like all of these intricacies that create this, like, I really thought that that was just a waste of time and energy. And now I understand why it's not, why it wasn't, how it was divinely orchestrated, you know? And what a relief for a Virgo, because Virgos are not big on faith. I love y'all very, very much, but faith is not your forte. You're such a detail-oriented person that you think that you can, you know, meticulously control everything. You know, and again, it's something that is very, very beneficial in a really big way that can be a blessing for people. But if it's in the wrong environment, it's not a blessing. And I feel like I got off track because this was supposed to be about faith. But when you try to meticulously control everything, you remove the idea of faith. You remove the idea that it can be done outside of your control. And I feel like there's something here that is almost like slapping you upside the head. Like, if you would have just had faith and stopped fighting me tooth and nail, right? The Six of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. Again, this balanced relationship. I think you guys are coming into. I don't know how that'll play out. It could be balanced relationship with your family. It could be balanced relationship with a lover. You know what I mean? But it feels like something that comes about in a way that is just divinely orchestrated. The Tower, the Three of Cups, the Knight of Wands. Well, I mean, the apocalypse, yeah. But the apocalypse, I think, forces you to let go of one thing. And when this offer or this opportunity is presented to you, I think that you take it. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that you can't go back to what was, because that's not a thing anymore. And so the only way to go is forward. And at just the right time, just the right place. You know what I mean? I feel like that was in one of your reads a while ago, but it was almost like this, like you're running out of the burning down house and somebody else is running out of a burning down house, and like you meet up on the path, and then you're like, hey, are you going this way? Like, glad that I don't have to do this by myself. Like, we got to come up with a plan. You know what I mean? But you're in that state of movement where the plan feels more fluid somehow, which we are like in Pisces season now. So like that adds up, you know, the self. You know, I love that because I think that like it's empowering. You know what I mean? Like it's empowering to be able to stand in it. Like, it's like if you're on a team, you know, I just think of like, like if you have to do like a group project, but you get stuck in a group full of people who are lazy and they don't give a fuck. And you know what I mean? Like, we're just going to dick around and we're not going to take anything seriously because we don't even take ourselves seriously. You know, like those types of people. And I feel like you're stepping out of an environment where that's the energy into an environment of people who like, they're like, all right, fuck yeah. Like, how are we going to do this? How are we going to win? How are we going to be our best? How are we going to, you know, like push the limits? You know, like, and you're like, yes, you know what I mean? Like, this is where I need to be, because when you're in that energy of go and build and push, you know, in a positive way, it's like unleashing your mind that was like numb from just turning I think of it like a Rubik's Cube, but now your mind can run free, you know, and all of the details and all the things that it can take in. And it doesn't feel like you're just constantly handing information over to people who are angry at you for it. You're like handing over information that people are like, yo, I missed that entirely. Like, thank you. You know what I mean? Which is fucking fantastic. Okay, Virgs, that is where we will end this read. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Please give me a like, share, and subscribe if this video does resonate, and I will see y'all again soon. Bye.